Hello, hi guys. Welcome to lesson three, Your Infinite Mind. I'm Greg Birring, and I will be going over lesson three with you guys. And we have Leanne, who's also on this journey with us. Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Greg.
What's going on? How's everything?
I'm so grateful and thankful to be with you. And I'm so excited for not only us, but everybody in the community to learn more about TIR.
Awesome. So let's get to it. So introducing lesson three, it's about your infinite mind. Um, infinite mind. Infinite, I guess, right? Lesson two, we went over lesson two, which was going over your NPAs, your non-productive actions and your productive actions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else was lesson two about? You
Well, it's
know,
asking you questions like of things that are bothering you too, and getting just getting it all out, writing it out.
yeah, so going over your non-productive or your knowing and doing gap, right? So figuring out, what do you know how to do and what are your actions and learning about the difference between non-productive and productive actions, and then trying to figure out if you can convert all your non-productive actions into productive action.
Mm.
If you got a chance, you want to rewrite all those. You want to rewrite all of lesson one, and you want to rewrite your non-productive actions, and then you want to write your productive actions that you're going to replace your non-productive actions with. Imagine your life if you took all your non-productive actions and turned them into productive actions.
I love it.
Yeah, so hopefully that you got a chance to work on that. Um, Lesson three, again, the video on your infinite mind with Bob Proctor is amazing. So we'll cover some key points and then go over the worksheet. This quote is really amazing. I personally have gone through a little bit of an experience with the intuitive mind, so it's home for me and the truth of it. Before I actually experienced the infinite mind, it was more of a theory of a cognitive idea, but not actually. I didn't really understand it, but there, let me go over this quote. So the infinite mind, I'm sorry, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. And
Mm.
that's from Albert Einstein. So my personal experience going through the intuitive mind um, has been quite extraordinary. I really enjoy the infinite mind and the intuitive mind. The intuitive mind for me has been enlightening because I was basically not listening to the intuitive mind. Every once in a while, I'll hear like little glimpses, but mostly the rational mind was running everything. So once you get in touch with the intuitive mind, you can get in touch with um, basically kind of a wise mind idea where the mind that knows everything or knows not everything, but knows what you should be doing, what's good for you, starts to kind of direct you. Um, Amazing things happen. Anyway, have you had any experience with the intuitive mind?
I see both. I see both right now, and I'm just like I'm reflecting on a couple of things in my life where it could be relationships, family, or even with work or creativity that my intuition within myself is giving me all those guidances, but there's other gifts that have come that the rational mind is has been really way too active. And so I've been doing some writings like through this and then listening to your cues on little problems and big problems, little problems and big problems. So I'm using that technique that you gave me to help myself because I've been that healer and helper for many people, but sometimes you got to allow somebody else to guide you, especially if the rational mind is too active.
Yeah, the rational mind is a problem, but that's another conversation. Okay, so lesson two, the knowing doing gap. So again, we described a situation where we're currently not getting the results that we'd like. Then you described the situation in a way you'd like it to be, which there's a gap between what you know and what you're doing, and closing that gap is kind of the process, but realizing that there is a gap between what you know and what you're actually doing allows you to make the shift. towards moving towards getting the result that you want. So they also now describe the situation that you like. Okay, we already covered that. So highlight the actions in each scenario and divide them into two categories, non-productive actions and productive actions. So making a list of all your non-productive actions and then cleaning them up with production actions is a good thing to do. Write 6 action steps that you can take right now to move towards turning your non-productive actions into productive actions. So the last one's really cool. A lot of people have recommended making a list of 5 or 6 things that you want to accomplish or get done, moving in the direction of your goals, and then actually getting to work on those. So I don't know if you got a chance to do that, but good
Yeah, I'm
skill
doing it
is
again.
something.
I had done them a couple weeks ago and then I went through them again, but I really feel like the reason why it's so important to do this more often is because you're rapidly learning, even with these tools. I feel like there's so much that we're processing and shifting that we have to relook at and we have to rewrite
Yeah.
self.
I'm going to the TIR program for the 3rd or 4th time. And so every time I go through it, new awakenings happen, new understandings happen. The mind gets clearer, simpler, a lot of good things. But going through the exercises is where the magic is. So
Mm.
can't emphasize that enough. So I, Greg Birring, am committed to taking the following action step this week. You can put your name in there
Mhm.
and you can come up with an action step and then you can sign it and hold yourself accountable or even share with someone else and they can hold you accountable for what you're going to accomplish going from one week to the next, right? Um,
And trusting in the universe too. For me, it's like I learned that once we hand it off to the universe, that the patience of some things coming back to us have its perfect timing. But I also feel like expect miracles, to expect them.
yeah, for sure. I mean, your expectation is what you usually get, right? So your infinite mind, using your mind to get the results on it. Lesson 3, right?
Mm.
So key points to establish new improved permanent results, you must change your paradigm. Paradigm being the processes, the behaviors that you have in your subconscious mind. Not your conscious, but your subconscious. It's like the autopilot program that's running, right? For permanent improvement in results, the paradigm must be changed. And to change paradigms, you must change habits. It's a common error for a person to merely eliminate a negative habit, thinking the results will improve. It has been established that if a negative habit is not consciously or deliberately replaced with a positive habit, another negative habit will automatically replace it. So that'd be like somebody who decides they want to lose a whole bunch of weight, they lose a whole bunch of weight, and then they start chain smoking, right? Type of thing. So they replaced overeating with smoking, right? So instead of doing that, you want to replace, for example, overeating with maybe eating healthy food or exercise or another habit that would actually enhance, your life. So um,
Mm. I
pretty
think we do that the same thing with relationships too. But one thing I have learned, the fine line is what are we learning from each relationship that allows us to patiently recenter and then allow new love also to find us, because there's a lot of people that talk about this situation regarding love and they know inside there are some things that they've over sacrificed and they don't feel balanced in certain areas. And like, when is the right time for love? Well, your intention is to attract the right love that you want, right? And your intention is to be clear of the co-creation of karma that you co-create with each individual.
right on. So to change our results, we should select 1 or 2 habits that require changing and immediately begin to move into action. So this process is interesting. You got to experiment with it. You got to do the writing. You got to go through the work. But it's pretty rewarding when you actually realize, hey, I can shift, right? Sometimes we don't do the work and then we don't get the results. But if we actually sit down and put pen to paper and shift by writing what we want to change our behaviors or our actions, you'll be surprised at the result.
Tell me, go a little bit deeper in your feelings about that, because I know you've been writing a lot and I see you write everywhere you go. How's that affected you so that I could see it from my own perspective?
It's a secret. I can't tell you.
Really?
Yeah, do the work. Find out for yourself.
Really work. I'm just asking. I'm like, I'm writing, I'm saying, but like, what is your understanding? Like every time that you're getting it out, you're more in the moment with
It's
creating.
a secret. It's the secret. You can't. I can't talk about it. You gotta do the work. Find out for yourself.
Secret
But
G.
you get to create. Every time you sit and you write, you're creating something.
Mm.
So if you want to create the world you want, then you better put pen to paper and start writing. Um, Visualizing's good, but not as good as writing for me. For me, everybody's different. Obviously, everybody has a different way of creating and changing things in their world. But putting pen to paper, you're not going to build. Are you going to build a house without getting a site map drawn and architectural plans? And like, you got to put pen to paper. You got to have an architect sit there and do the design of what you want. You're not going to just go, hey, I'm going to go to the hardware store and start buying some wood and lumber and get some nails. Like, got to have pen to paper. You got to have a diagram. You got to have a design. You got to put in the work in order to make the shift, right? So again, experiment with it. I can go over so many examples of how it's helped me, but that it's not going to help you until you actually sit down and
I just feel like
not
it
you.
reminds me of the whole to-do list thing. Like I'm always writing out my to-do, ta-da, all the time, engaging with that reality that we all face every day so we don't forget. So it's just putting more attention so that we can get it done or we can manifest it. So I agree. I just want to see, there's also like the miracle aspect of things manifesting right in front of it. And so we have our attention on it. It doubles the attention process of when it is in front of us and we're clear.
Yes, I mean the to-do list is very similar. You're writing about what you want to accomplish. But yeah, just experiment with it. I mean, inside the program, there's so many opportunities to write and sit down and rewrite your goals, rewrite your non-productive actions, write your productive actions, rewrite your story. Um, and the works and the exercises. Um, yeah, have fun with it. It's a lot of fun. So again, let's go ahead and keep moving forward. Lesson 3, your impermanent mind. New exercises. You get to go back to lesson 1, rewrite lesson 2, and put a detailed description of the results you are getting that you do not want, and then go back to lesson 2 and rewrite all your non-productive activities and um, also write your productive activities and then decipher like how to make the shift, right?
Mm.
Um, you can also take a second sheet of paper with your unwanted results and your non-productive activities, and you can burn them or you can shred them. Um, and it's a good exercise to do. It's recommended that you do this for about 14 days. So you make a list of your non-productive activities and your activities that you don't want, and you basically shred them, right? Um,
Mm.
kind of cool exercise to do.
Well, I kind of feel like it's like the same thing that they do, like the Buddhists do when they do like all these paintings and like sand art. It's so beautiful, mandala, and they go woo, and they swipe it away right away.
Gone, right?
Huh?
It's gone then, right?
Yeah, it's gone. And like I do a lot of prayers for people, and it's so funny. Like I'll put prayers in a certain place in my house, and they get answered. And then right away, I know I take that prayer out and I burn it because I know it's already been purified and it's already been manifested. I just make sure that I stay focused on who needs help and it works. And I love it. I love putting pen to paper for that reason. And then I burn it. So I've always done that. And I love how this is kind of reflecting when I do prayers on people and I see the manifestation of it.
Awesome. So I think that covers this week's lesson, The Infinite Mind. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we will catch up next week.
Thank you so much, Greg. It was wonderful being with you.
No worries. Thank you.
Take care.